What actor will play the role of Jump King in the live action movie? Leonardo DiCaprio. Welcome to the stream, my friends. Happy Monday. Thank you for being here with me tonight. I hope you're excited for some Jump King. I'm excited to live through some Jump King and then play a new game later tonight. We're going to start up the Princess Peach Showtime, I believe it's called, the new game on the Switch. But we're going to suffer through a few hours of this first. Welcome in Dead Zergling first in chat tonight. We've got a Final Fantasy maybe lurking. I'll be back, Final says. We'll await your return. And Lucent Jelly, welcome in, of course. Nicolas Cage is the serious answer. Bruce Campbell would be a much more realistic answer, Zergling says. He's awesome at getting hurt / falling. I didn't realize that the film was going to be specifically adapted from my playthrough. Whoa, that coffee is hot. Thank you for that though, Jelly. So probably about 2 hours of this tonight, my friends, and then we will spend the rest of whatever time we have on the new game. But let's see if anything good can possibly happen to me in Jump King tonight. I've played this game for an astronomical amount of hours. Probably 90% of my playthrough has been spent in the same region here. This green windy zone. With occasional excursions to the land above. And long extended vacations in the icy depths below. We're going to play a lot of this week. I'm very happy about that. We're going to play a lot of this week. The plan is for every stream to begin with some Jump King. Probably about 2 hours per night. And then for the rest of the stream to be Princess Peach until we finish that game, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what size that game is, but I expect it's probably a 3 or 4 night project. And we'll see if I'm actually making progress in Jump King by the time that ends. Maybe we'll keep playing it regularly, and if I'm not, maybe we'll take another little break from it. We'll see how that goes. Also, heads up about next week. There probably will be 0 streams next week. I've got a bunch of real life stuff going on next week. Hopefully getting together with some family that I don't see all that often. And fitting fitting stream nights into my life, just not gonna be super likely. So probably gonna be looking at a whole week off, which is a long time. Long time. I don't usually spend that much time away, but these things cannot always be avoided. Sounds good to me. Is Jump King all this week while you're skipping next week? No, we're getting together with some family, and so I'm gonna need to live like regular daylight hours for the week, which is not compatible with the way I stream. Why don't we just go all the way down to the bottom? It's inevitable anyway, right? We'll just hang out down here a moment. Theoretically, you know, I could do a daytime or evening stream, right? But it just seems the height of rudeness to tell my family who I only see, you know, once every couple years or so. Excuse me for several hours. I'm going to go hang out with my internet friends who I see every night. No, we are more reliable. Family is supposed to love you unconditionally. All right, you're making good arguments. Here's the other problem, though. If I show up for a daytime or afternoon stream, or if I show up for an afternoon or evening stream unannounced, I destroy everyone's watch streaks. Potentially. That was my initial thought. Ooh. Having family and viewers all mad at you at once could be fun, right? Do I need to give viewers more reasons to be mad at me other than my poor gameplay? Isn't this enough? We're off to a great start tonight. If Jump King knew what was good for it, it would be inclined to treat me very well this week, because there's a strong temptation to call this week's project this game's last hurrah on the stream. So if Jump King doesn't want to be consigned to the garbage bin, it has to fool me into thinking there's a chance of progress. Had a long stretch in the kitchen yesterday. Cut up a bunch of produce and meat in the kitchen. Made my wife and kids Mongolian beef with rice. That sounds good. Packed my wife 3 lunches for the week, then proceeded to cut up 12 pounds of beef. Packed it all up and froze it. Finally cooked food for myself. Was in the kitchen for nearly 4 hours. I would like to get into the groove of doing more weekend meal prep for the upcoming week. I've been real bad about that. It's something for a long time I've thought need to start using Sundays to get basically a week's worth of meals ready. Maybe not necessarily cook everything, but get like any like significant pieces of prep that I can out of the way. Maybe cook, go ahead and pre-cook things as well. But I haven't successfully pulled the trigger on that. So well done, Zergling. Well, prepping for yourself isn't bad. Doing it for others vexes me. Yeah, when there's all those things that you don't even eat. I don't know. I actually do a lot of prep. The one thing I do actually manage to prep pretty well is Jelly's lunches. I usually make breakfast and lunch for Jelly, and a lot of what she has for lunch I'll get prepped in advance earlier in the week. So I do manage a little bit of meal prep, but I could and should be doing a lot more. So we had a huge snowstorm last night. We got like, I don't know, a foot of snow. It's crazy. I was just commenting last week how we had that one night where we got like 4 inches of snow, and I was saying, well, that feels like spring. And then the next day, pretty much all of that melted. And then this morning was a nightmare. Fortunately, we had the foresight to go out during the snowstorm last night and go ahead and clear the drive once during the storm, so that, you know, we ended up having to do it twice, but It's easier. It's easier it's easier to clear less snow twice than it is more snow all at once. Sometimes. Hey, Budafingers, welcome in. How goes the hopping head of state? Pretty terribly. It's mostly falling. Very little jumping. Whole lot of falling. But, you know, that is to be expected with this game, right? What was that meal that, I think you're the one that shared the meal, Budafingers? Unless I'm terribly mistaken. But I didn't recognize what it was that you had cooked. It looked like asparagus and bacon. And then, I don't know why it got so poofy in the oven. It looked like it had an egg on top of it. I don't know. I don't know what I was looking at. That was a dish I'm not familiar with. It's an asparagus and bacon pancake? Also known as a Dutch baby. I didn't know that was a savory dish. I've heard the term Dutch baby before. I thought that was a dessert. It can be savory or sweet. Oh. I don't remember how to do that part right there. Our big exciting meal from the weekend was corned beef. We did a corned beef roast in our Dutch oven, just with, like, you know, carrots and potatoes and mushrooms. It's all very good. No. Okay, we're still alright. Main technique is that you do not put fat in the batter with eggs you get from the pan. So in the sweet version, you'd be frying maybe apples and butter and cinnamon. You combine the batter and the fat in the pan and stick it in the oven until it puffs. In this case, the fat was from the thick cut bacon. Okay, yeah. Yeah, something like the sweet version, apples and butter and cinnamon. That's what I would think of when I think of a Dutch baby. But I learned something today. Hey Greg, welcome in. Yeah, more Jump King. We're gonna do a little bit of Jump King every night. We're gonna pair Jump King with Princess Peach every night until we beat it. And then we'll see about Jump King. If I feel like progress has been made, well, if I make progress, I think we can definitively say that. If I make progress in Jump King by the time Princess Peach ends, so the next 3 or 4 nights, I guess. That's just my guess. Then Jump King will continue. If I don't make any progress in Jump King by the time Princess Peach ends, then we might just retire this game. That might happen. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to continue if I put 2 hours into this every night and I don't see any progress. Who can resist a pan full of bubbling bacon? Not I. Not I, definitely. My primary dish where I do like a lot of bacon and then cook something in the bacon fat would be when we do our breakfast tacos. We'll crisp up the bacon and use the fat to then fry up some potatoes. And we usually have enough. We usually have enough to do some potatoes and some eggs without having to use any other additional fat. Start a lot of stews that way. I want the bacon fat to brown the meat that I'm about to braise. Yeah, I do stews like that as well. I don't know where in my area I could go for beef bacon. I'm sure that someone's got to have it, but I've yet to come across it anywhere I've shopped. Come on. Down we go. Down, down, Down to Goblin Town. That's probably the best we'll do tonight. I really should just shut this game off right here. Because that's pretty much the best we're gonna do. Oh, Greg, I saw you come in. I don't know if I said hi, but welcome to the stream if I didn't say so before, Greg. I am, of course, very grateful to have you here. Alright. I don't, I got a lot going on. Best you're gonna do with that attitude, mister. You know, I'm just... I have this ability to recognize patterns. Who can keep a positive attitude in this game, Greg asked, to which Zergling says, me, as long as I'm the viewer. Oh. This game is theoretically very fun, but in practice, I can't recommend it. Well, the thing is, the Deathless challenges, I do those for games that I thoroughly enjoy. I don't really do challenge runs of games that make me miserable. You see, what I do is I take a game I like, and then I do a challenge run of it so that I hate it. Oh. Hey, Uncle Muscles, welcome in. This game is bad at times. This is great for streaming, though. I agreed with that about 70 hours ago. I believe in Frownie. Thank you, Buddha Fingers. He did a 1cc a Bubsy 1 challenge. That's true. Although, I don't know. If we had not gotten Yeah, I probably would have. Because the thing was, I did use the extra continues. I just kind of got lucky that I didn't need them on the one run that beat it. But had I beat it and had I beat it not and with had I not gotten the 1cc the first time I beat it, would I have actually gone back to it for the 1cc? I don't know. I don't know if the first clear hadn't also completed the challenge. I don't know if I would have done it. Maybe. Probably not. Probably not, because the last boss in Bubsy is so unacceptable. Probably wouldn't have. I think if you stick with it regularly, it'll fall like all the other challenges. Well, that's the experiment. That's what we're doing this week. We're gonna play it, you know, we're gonna play it for 2 hours every night, and see if anything changes. Oh yeah, the Austin Powers mini bike game. I did beat that. It took the whole thing took about 35 hours. That was Dr. Evil Knievel, and yeah, I went all the way through that. It was, I think it ended up being 15 levels. The last few levels weren't all that bad. It was mostly the middle section that was the real. I mean, they were bad, don't get me wrong. But like it was mostly the middle section of the game where I was stuck for like 7 and 8 hours at a time on various levels. And then at the end, I was able to clear most of those in like 1 or 2 hours. I think. Yeah, 73 hours is how long I've been playing this. I think that number's a little wrong too, because I think the game didn't save. I think it didn't save after one of the recent sessions, because when I turned the switch on, it was on the like select a game screen, and it showed Jump King was active, like in progress, but I couldn't open it up because there was a system update. And so I had to close it without saving. And I don't know if I had save and quit before, or if I had just put it to sleep. So some of our time might not actually be included in that anymore if I hadn't saved before the system update. Not that it matters, but... And actually, you know what? I think I did, because when I turned it back on, I was in the same place. So I was in the place where we left off. So it must have, it must have saved, I think. So I take that back. Yeah, probably 73 hours. This jump right here is really tough. Might not look it, but I have a strong tendency to blunder that one there. The music in this area is very Christmassy to me. The way it starts reminds me a lot of the Charlie Brown Christmas special. Why do I have to fall all the way back out here? Why can't it just catch me in the pink area? I need to tag the stream no commentary because it's impossible. I have nothing to say about this game. For the past 40 hours, all I've done is repeat the same commentary again and again on an endless loop. I have exhausted. I've exhausted every possible combination of words that the English language has to form sentences regarding this game. Aside from just like all I have left are just lies. Like I could talk about how cool and easy the game is. I guess those are things I haven't said about it. The only things left are all lies is the problem. I think he will at least reach the grassy area tonight. The grassy area? What's the grass? Which area is the grassy area? You mean down at the bottom? Greenland? I suppose there's grass under all that snow. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, the one with the illusions, yeah. I mean, we'll see. If I could, I'd be overjoyed. I think of that area as being, I think of that as the cave area, as the cave area. But you're right, it does have, like, grass or moss or some vegetation. That's the Hall of the Mole King. If I make it there, we'll make it back up to, we'll make it through that area. That area is easy. The trouble is, I'll make it through that area, and then if I do, I might fall all the way back down here. Because while that area is easy, the area above it's not. Cows, welcome in. Always great to have you. I am the court jester of jumping. I'm far from I'm far from the throne. I got close. I got close to making it through the pink zone once tonight, so I mean, doesn't really mean anything. Last time we played this, I got to about that same area 3 or 4 times and still didn't make it through, so that's why I said that jump was hard 10 minutes ago. I miss that jump a lot. I don't understand how, on one level, I don't understand how it's possible that I miss any of these jumps, because I've had so much, I've had more practice in this green area than any human being alive. And I'm still terrible at it. I know the layout of this green area better than I know the layout of houses I've lived in. I know it better than my current house, which I'm sitting in right now. Like I could sketch this green area with my eyes closed and create a better scale replica than I could sketching my home while looking at it. Hey, telling me a blindfolded playthrough's in the works. I'd probably do better. I'd probably do better. I frequently think that, like, if I were just to turn my back to the screen and press random inputs, I would ascend faster by pure chance than I am when I try my best. I was gonna say, I'm even super familiar with over here, and I'm just watching Cal says. Oh. And I do a lot of, and I've done a lot of Jump King streaming on Fridays too, Cows. Factor that in as well. Oh. No, I could feel I was overshooting it. Speaking of nominal progress, today I managed to hold myself up with just my left arm for half a second, which is much better than last week, which was not at all. Well done, Zergling. Yeah. Anything... Anything more than nothing is a win. think that one guy in the background there said you'll turn into an old man before you know it. That would be a better tagline for this game. Jump King. You'll turn into an old man before you know it. That's what this game does to you. Every time I fall in this game, I find another white hair in my beard. I shouldn't have fallen there. That was kind of just kind of reckless. That one was kind of my fault. Stream Kyle, welcome in. Thank you for the watch streak. Thank you for the 3 streams. Hope you've had a great weekend and are having an excellent night. I've been worse. You know. I'm grateful that I can say I've been worse. Oops. Mostly just been bracing for some garbage at work. I'm sorry to hear that. No one likes to see garbage approaching on the horizon. Those looming things, trying to be positive about this week at least, though, so we'll see. I wish you the best of luck making it through it. Speaking of next week, I'll probably mention this a lot, but I just wanted to be out there and known. Planning on no streams next week. I've got a lot of real life stuff going on off stream, primarily visiting with family, so that's not conducive to my regular lifestyle. I'm gonna have to turn around and live some daylight hours for a week. So I'm planning no streams next week, but then we'll be back to business as usual week after next. I guess we'll let it slide this one time, Cow says. I better make the most of my one chance. I appreciate the mercy. Took a long time for the music to switch over when we came up here this time. Welcome back, Greg. Back with some coffee. As for what you're talking about before I left, lack of commentary is understandable. It's hard to find something to say other than cursing as you're routinely falling for multiple screens. Yep, I work all that way back up just to fall again. No. I actually really like parts where you jump up onto an area by bouncing off a wall in the other direction. Like those are like my favorite kind of jumps. Hey, 5-foot giant, great to see you. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for the resub. 29 months. That's almost a year. Thank you very much for that 5-foot giant. I feel like I've not seen you in a very long time. I hope you've been doing well. As you can see, I'm still doing a lot of the same stuff. Good old Jump King. Never fades away. Frownie in your bizarre calendar. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting when someone's finally with us for a whole year. Looking forward. Looking forward to seeing who's first to reach that mark. Different schedules. You know, you're the first streamer that got me into Twitch 29 months ago. Hey, right on. I don't think that I knew that. I don't think that I knew that. And yeah, definitely, you know, no worries. Schedules are. I stream at what is for a lot of people a wildly inconvenient time. Sometimes for me it's an inconvenient time. So no worries, you know. I'm happy to see you when I can. But I would of course never want to hold it against anyone that, you know, they can't be here for as often as I might selfishly like to have them. Second one for me, Greg says. Right on. 23 months, that's almost an alien year. Jelly and I are still throwing that that punchline at each other off stream too. I think tonight, I don't know the exact date, but sometime very soon is the 3 months since the stream was became an affiliate stream, because the February 25th was the start date of the stream, and I don't know what the verb form is, we affiliated about a month into the life of the stream, so if not tonight, then in the next like 2 or 3 nights is the 3-month anniversary of that. I'm not very good at it. Sounds exciting and important. I'm not very good at keeping track of those kind of things. So, you know, we tend to celebrate by doing nothing different and not acknowledging it at all. Mostly because Frownie is just completely forgotten. uh. Thank you, stream Kyle, for the congratulations. Thank you for the sub. Very much appreciated. Frownie is very polite, but I get the feeling he's going to be as relieved as I am when I hit that 100 stream streak. Zergling says. I'm looking forward to it. I think Frownie was doing a Sonic stream when I first started watching. Love me some Hedgehog and Tails. I couldn't say. I think I haven't played a Sonic game in a while. I wouldn't be able to take the punishment, Buddhafinger says. There's a lot of that around here. An affiliate? What exactly is that? Sorry, Frownie. Oh, it's just it activates the ads and the abilities to subscribe and have your own emotes on your Twitch channel. Ads, super exciting feature, right? It's just it's like the first milestone, though, in regards to like a community building around the stream, I guess. So people usually seem to acknowledge when the anniversary of it rolls by. He's streaming Super Metroid when I started, Greg says. Whoa. If it got you that far, keep doing what you're doing. What you've been doing sounds like the correct way to celebrate, Cal says. Sounds like a good way to celebrate to me. for watching, Zergling says. Haven't streamed myself in like a year or two. I don't know if that's something that you are eager to get back into the swing of. If it is, I certainly hope you have the opportunity sooner rather than later. Oh yeah, that's a, so that's, one of the features that Twitch does now is if you, and you may know this, so sorry if I'm explaining something that you know already, 5-Foot Giant, but one of the things that Twitch does now is if you tune into a stream consistently without missing any of the streams, it starts to, it keeps track of your watch streak. Somewhere, I'm not exactly sure how to check it, but somewhere in the like chat options, it'll tell you if you've tuned into like 3 streams in a row or 5 streams in a row, and we've got 2 or 3 people. Well, we got at least 3 people with some pretty high double-digit watch streaks, and Zergling has been on a mission to be the first to hit 100 streams without missing one. And is very close to that goal. I'm not completely averse to the idea. Stream mostly to practice interacting with others, presenting myself better, and for fun. It doesn't sound fun lately, so no streams. Fair enough. Up to 76 tonight. I wonder how much of the stream you have to watch for it to count. Yeah, that I'm not sure. It's definitely not the whole stream. I don't, but I couldn't say how long it has to be. I don't build up a lot of streaks myself. A lot of the streamers that I like to watch, I have a tendency to stream over. So my watch streaks tend to reset pretty frequently. Seems to count after about 5 to 10 minutes, Zergling says. Greg seems to concur. Same for me. I still always enjoy my time here, even if it's only every 4 days at a time, Cal says. I am already overwhelmingly blessed to have you here for those 4 days, Cows. Taverna, welcome in. Great to have you with us tonight. Welcome to Jump King. That's the highest we've been tonight. Alright, fine here. Good to hear, good to hear. Things are pretty good on my end. I wish I was doing better in this game, but it is what it is. Can't play Jump King without expecting heartache and disappointment. Wow. Wow. That was brutal. That was brutal. Look at how far that took me down. There were so many opportunities. There were so many places where I could have been saved in that fall. But, you know. I mostly brag about my watch streak because of how ridiculous it sounds. I'm very grateful that you're committed to the project, Zergling. I am super lucky to have someone willing to try and reach 100 stream streak. Even if you weren't going for the streak, I mean, just having you spend so much time with me. Very grateful for you, Zerglin. It's nominally more impressive than bragging about how many times you went to the bathroom in a single day or how many minutes you sat on the couch without getting up. First time seeing this game. It's so it's been out for a while. It's a brutal troll game. I've been playing it for a very long time, but because it's so easy to erase your progress, I never seem to get very far. What console is this? We're playing this on the Switch, 5-foot giant. I think it's available on pretty much everything. You could get it on Steam or any of the consoles. It's just kind of it's retro in style, but it's not actually like an old game. Or, you know, not all that old compared to compared to what we usually do on stream. My Switch is strictly an Animal Crossing / Sonic machine. Hey, that's not a bad way to use your Switch. I loved, I talk about it a lot. We've never played it on stream and probably never will. But I talk about New Horizons a lot because I played that when that came out. I like a lot of people, who were stuck in their homes, I got completely lost in New Horizons. I put 1,200 hours into that game, and I didn't even play it for a full year. But I was doing long stretches every day in New Horizons. I hadn't even yeah, I had broken my addiction to it long before the stream started. That's why we've never done it. And I haven't played it in so long. If I were to ever play it again, I mean, I don't think I will ever play it again. I enjoyed it and it was fantastic, but I stopped playing it for so long that it would be hard to go back into it. I would probably just want to restart the game, and I really don't want to restart it. So it's one of those where I'm in a weird situation with it, where I wouldn't want to jump back into it where I left off because I haven't played it in so long, but the idea of restarting that game doesn't sound fun to me. I have such a stressful job, it's the perfect decompression game. Glad. I'm, sorry to hear. Sorry to hear that, the work is stressful, but I'm glad to hear that you've got, something you can retreat to unwind. It's good for all of us. I hadn't even planned on playing New Horizons, was the thing about it. Like, I had no intention of getting the game. I just kind of wasn't interested, but for some reason Jelly bought it for me like the day it came out. I don't know if she just saw it and thought I might like it, or I don't know what led her to pick it up, but she kind of randomly just got it for me as like just a happy day present. And and I was like, well, all right, cool, thank you. I get, I'll check it out, and then I did, and then I couldn't stop playing it. And Jelly is so cruel. What an ungift. Games like that, it's very easy. It's very easy for me to become very obsessed with games like that. The same thing happened to me when I played, and it was a long time before, but when I played Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town on the GBA, that was kind of the first game of that style, like, that I ever played too, I think. But when I got that game, I got lost in that game. I couldn't tell you how many hours I put into it, but it has to be in the thousands. I played that game obsessively. And Animal Crossing, or not, sorry, Harvest Moon, A New Beginning on the 3DS. I also got super sucked into that game. That's why I'm scared to like. I'm scared to play Stardew Valley because, like, on the one hand, I'm certain I would love that game. On the other hand, I'm certain it would destroy me. I would start doing daily 18-hour streams of Stardew Valley. I would wither away to nothing live on camera. This is completely lost in that game, I think, so probably better I don't. I got it with a Switch because everyone was hooked during COVID. Had to get it after my friend described it as, it's a nice game where nothing bad happens. First console I got since my Sega in the 90s. I expect that the first time you played Animal Crossing at night and a tarantula came after you, you had to call your friend and call them a liar, right? Oh. It should be alarming there are no Stardew peaks, only valleys. Then you wake up and you're fine. I've still only caught the wasps maybe twice. I'm not very good at video games. Catching the, catching the aggressive insects in Animal Crossing can be a rather harrowing experience. I knew I messed that up. I knew I messed that up. I needed to walk first. No, I didn't. That was another thing. Yeah, so I never do the I never did the time traveling when I played it. So even at the beginning when there's not much to do, when there was really nothing to do at the very beginning of the game when it first came out. I was still spending like 10 hours a day playing it. And no, I never time traveled. It hurts so much. I'm not as I'm all of those jumps up there are jumps I have made before. None of we're not anywhere close to seeing anything new. I've been up so much higher, but it's just once you erase your progress, like, you know, winning it back is not easy. This game is not one of those situations where, like, I feel like with a lot of video games, like, where it's always hard to do something for the first time, but once you do something once in a video game, it becomes super easy to repeat after that, is my experience at least. Like, well, the first time I did Mega Man, Buster only, the original Mega Man. It took like 8 hours to get through the game. The very first time I did that, and then like 2 weeks later, I did it again, and it took about 3 hours. So like that's like the time it took was, yeah, it's still a pretty ugly time, right? But that's the time it took was more than cut in half. So like that's a really dramatic improvement. And I feel like most things are like that. Like any game that like I struggle to beat the first time, a lot of times, like if I turn around and replay it right away, then it's easy. Battletoads. Battletoads took forever to beat for the very first time. And then the first time I ever reached credits in Battletoads, I reset the game and played it again in the same sitting and cleared it in 1 credit. Like, it's always easier to do, like, once you do something once, it becomes way easier to repeat. But Jump King is not like that. All of these jumps are things I have done thousands of times, and I still fail at them over and over again. Echo is another example where I did not improve. Right? The machine in Echo the Dolphin took me 21 hours on the Genesis, and it took me 19 on the Game Boy Advance. So I mean, I improved by 2 hours, but that's not a very that's that that's still a horrific amount of time to spend. Mega Man is it's a NES game. It's for the original NES. It's been re-released on a lot of stuff, and like you can find it in collections and compilations. That you can probably get it on Steam on your PC, but it's a very old game. You might hate this week in Animal Crossing. It's leading up to Bunny Day. Everyone's whining about it. I think it's nice. I think I played through. I think I played through the first. I think I played through the first Bunny Day when it rolled around in New Horizons. When I said before, I put a lot of time into that game, and I put all that time in less than a year. What I mean is that I played it really, really heavily for a few months, where I put in like 1,000 hours in just a couple months, and then I dialed it back, and I kept playing it, but I was diving into it irregularly. But I think I played through the first Bunny Day. I remember a lot of eggs floating by on balloons, I think. Bunny Day equals jumping. Hey, Losses, welcome in. Good to see you again. Derek Ocean, welcome in as well. Great to have you here. Hope you're having a good week. I remember previous Easters where there were eggs everywhere, Cal says. Yeah, I remember a lot of eggs. So yeah, I did while the majority of my New Horizons time was spent in the first few months of the game, I did keep dipping back into it regularly for at least until the art gallery became a thing. And I got the first handful of pieces for the art gallery, but it was kind of around that time that I last put it down sort of for good. Oh yeah, yeah, because yeah, you get eggs instead of the yeah, okay. I'm not too annoyed by that because like you need the eggs for like the seasonal like furniture stuff, right? And even if I don't like the seasonal furniture, I still always want to build all of it. So I'm okay. I'm okay with getting nothing but eggs for a while. Thank you for the hydrate and the stretch break, Derek. We'll do both of those in just a moment. First, let's say hello to Angelus. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Always a pleasure, my friend. What is this game? Malpiti Island? I have no idea what this is, Angelus, but you want to tell us all about it? Hopefully it treated you well. Hopefully it was a good stream. I've been suffering with Jump King so far all night tonight. Really hasn't been that bad. I haven't made any progress in Jump King, but it's not. I'm not to the point of like hating life with it. Not at the moment, anyway. Let's stretch and then hydrate, I think is what we'll do. Derek says, I'm excited for tomorrow, seeing Ghostbusters finally. And Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey too. I can't believe they're already making another one of those. I hope that they are enjoyable for you, Derek. I hope you have a good time. So I swapped out my couch for this chair that I'm sitting in now. And I'm kind of getting used to this chair. The trouble with it is that the back is like really far back. So it doesn't support me quite like I like. I like the I like the look of this chair. You can't really see it very well. It's very 1970s. It's this it's this horrible like textured brown plaidish thing. It's really weird because I found it and it's like brand new, but it looks so like its style is so horrifically dated. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. Uh, raid someone. Yeah. So you're saying you need to acquire some stream appropriate pillows. It looks retro. I love it. I thought it that I thought it looked good. Like I like it. It's horrifically it's horrifically out of date. Like it is such a retro piece of furniture. But but that's what I like about it. I thought it looked good. Thought it would look good down here with the wood paneling and the library catalog and whatnot. But I switched to the chair because it's more convenient for the stream. Unfortunately, it means Isaac doesn't have a place to sit. Retro games, retro chair. I'm still going to find a way to get Isaac hanging out with me. He might just have to stand over here somewhere, or I actually have a couch that matches this chair. And if I shift everything just a little bit, I might be able to put the couch next to me and have Isaac just barely hanging out in frame. I don't know. Isaac might just have to go back to being an occasional guest. Because it's really nice what it allows me to do with the microphone, to have it standing out of my way. The chair is hugely beneficial for that comfort. So I think the chair is here to stay. I don't remember where I was going with that. Angela says, game didn't work, so I only played like 30 minutes of it. It was interesting until I couldn't leave the conversation screen. Sorry for the technical issues, Angelus. I engaged in a conversation with someone. You're supposed to be able to leave the conversation by clicking the stop action on the conversation screen. The person just kept saying, I'm listening. And I just got more and more frustrated until I finally quit. Also, the mouse cursor was seriously laggy, which is kind of odd for a game that came out in 1990. To get my big head out of the way here. This chair is obviously in the room that was only used for guests. You actually are probably right about that, Cows. I mean, I did get it secondhand. I didn't get it, brand new at a furniture store, but it seemed completely unused when I was examining it. And yeah, I've got the couch that matches it. So we will have a couch down here in the game room still, but I don't think I'm actually going to sit on it during the stream. It matches the wood paneling aesthetic, 5 Foot Giant says. Yeah, that's what I was that was what was appealing to me about it. I didn't have another game set up to play, so I just ended my stream early. That's what was even more frustrating, Angelus says. Yeah, really. I've had nights where it's like that. Fortunately, I think I've pretty much always found something to fall back on, rather than to have to just wrap early. But that's one of the benefits of like console games, is you don't have to do a lot of setup or anything for them. They're just kind of all the same, so it's easy to swap them out on the fly. With the computer games, I get that, you know, if you don't have something ready, then it's a lot more difficult with the PC games. But yeah, we've had a few nights where like the thing I wanted to play didn't work. I only discovered it after we started, and so especially with like the Commodore 64, which actually isn't a console situation, but I just already have so many games loaded onto it that there's basically always something to do. And finally, Jump King time. Yeah, Jump King time is almost over for tonight, actually, though, Derek. The plan, I'm going to play Jump King at the start of every stream this week for about 2 hours, and we just passed the 2-hour mark. I'm going to keep going a little while longer with it, but it's just about time to quit Jump King and switch to game number 2, which is going to be the new Princess Peach game. We're going to start that up in a moment. Yeah. We'll play this for a little bit longer, maybe another 20 or so minutes, and then we'll take a BRB, and then we'll switch to Princess Peach for the rest of the night. And I'm going to do, just this week, we're just going to do... we're just going to do Jump King and Princess Peach every night. And I have to make progress. I have to make progress in Jump King by the time Princess Peach is finished, or Jump King might be going away for a long time. That's the challenge this week. That's the experiment this week. I'm going to play Jump King every night in a row for several nights, and if we don't make progress, Jump King might be going into the drawer for a while. It might be filed away. So, like I said, Jump King needs to be on its best behavior. If it doesn't want to be banished from the stream, it better be nice to me. And so far, it's not being very nice to me, but it's been worse. Is Isaac a dog or cat or bird or turtle? Isaac is a skeleton, 5-foot giant. Isaac is a life-size plastic skeleton. He's just one of the decorations that I like to have up in the game room. That's kind of become he's kind of his own character. But right now, while I'm moving furniture around down here and reorganizing things, which I'm not making as much progress on as I should be. while I'm in reorganization mode, though, Isaac's taking a little vacation. He's hanging out on our pool table in the other room. Sometimes we'll get him styled up with a costume. I think, if I remember right, we gave him an alien mask for Halloween last year. And of course, you know, a Santa hat around Christmas. Jump King leading up to the Bunny Day on Sunday is fitting too, Cal says. Oh, I didn't think about that. I'm not gonna be able to stream this Sunday, but if I could, oh, that's a shame. If I could have done an all day Jump King stream. What a shame. What a shame I don't get to play Jump King all day. I might have actually looked forward to it after, you know, if this week went really well. But I can't make that happen. This Sunday's impossible for me. Need to buy the Peach game, played the demo, it's a lot of fun. So I know nothing about it. I didn't watch the trailer, I haven't done any research. I'm ready to go in blind. Slow day at work today, so boring, Derek says. Sorry to hear that. It's definitely not the kind of day you want. Hey Yusuf, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to Jump King. We have not a lot going on tonight. I hope your stream was fun. Hope everything went well for you tonight. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, according to the shout out. How's the stream going? Pretty well, pretty well. I mean, I'm having a good time. I'm not. The game isn't going well. Jump King never goes well, though. It's all. Jump King is a hopeless endeavor. But we're having a. I'm having a good time. It's been very relaxed. Just spending some time together chatting. I got close. I almost made progress. I almost made progress in Jump King tonight. But doesn't look like it's gonna happen. The SO command is for the shout out 5-foot giant. It's what puts that little blurb. If you look up a few messages, the little blurb about Yusuf's stream that says, you know, I heard this rumor that cool people who enjoy Final Fantasy, etc., etc. It puts that blurb into the chat to let you know what another streamer was playing and give a link so that viewers can click through and check out their channel. Hey, Final, welcome back. Soda overload. Oh no. The music is appropriate. It's very depressing. It's a very depressing, melancholy tone, which fits how much this game beats you down. Yep. I avoid trailers for any movies or shows. If someone gives me that recommendation, no spoilers. Movie trailers especially give so much away. Yeah, I'm very similar, 5 Foot Giant. I usually know, like I don't know. Like when it comes to movies, I don't have a lot of interest in new movies. I don't make a lot of time for them. You know, I basically just rely on other people who kind of know me and know the kind of things that I like to make recommendations to me. Like when it comes to movies, if someone, you know, if someone I know tells me, "Oh, I saw this and I think you'll like it," then I might check it out sometime. But I'm usually pretty hesitant to see new stuff. Um, a lot of times when I sit down to watch a movie, I'm much more likely to rewatch something I already know I like but haven't seen in a long time, or to like finally get around to something that's connected to something else I like. And I'm kind of the same way with games. With a lot of games, I, you know, like with a lot of games, like I kind of already know just from the title whether or not I'm going to be interested, because when it comes to new games, um, I mostly just play Nintendo stuff, and you know, so if it's something new that Nintendo is putting out, then it's like, all right, well, I don't need to know anything else about it because I already know. If it's a Nintendo product, I'm gonna be interested to play it. And then for anything else, I just rely on recommendations. If someone tells me, you know, hey Frownie, I think you'd like this game, it's like other game that I know you like, then that's a good way to get me interested. But I don't really like, I don't want to watch trailers or do research about stuff. I want everything to be just to be a like a pure raw experience. But with video games, it's kind of a thing where it's like the issue isn't even necessarily, well, it kind of is. Like when I say that I really want to avoid spoilers, what I want to do, like I want to be surprised. So it is true to say that I'm avoiding spoilers, because I do want to be surprised. So I am avoiding spoilers on the one hand. But what's more important to me is that with video games, I want to maximize opportunities to be confused. Like, I really don't want to know anything about the games I play, because I want to be able to make mistakes and make wrong assumptions and miss stuff and overlook things and be wrong, because I really like the experience of figuring things out, especially when I thought they were different than what they actually are. So that's a big part of like why my anti-spoiler policy is so extreme. The more I know about anything, the less likely I am to be confused. And it's not necessarily that I enjoy being confused, but I enjoy the moments when the confusion goes away. And those don't happen unless it's there to begin with. It's probably a very odd thing to like. It's probably a very odd thing to like. You can blame Kirby's Dream Land 2. That's the game that made me a monster. Kirby's Dream Land 2 on the Game Boy was a horrifying nightmare of an experience that was like, it was a crucible in which all extraneous parts of Agent Frownie were burned away. I was melted down, and I was completely melted down and reshaped by that game. Wait until AI really kicks in, then you can just search up Mario Bros. Live action movie 2. Jelly and I watched the movie Mouse Hunt recently. And I don't know if you're familiar with that movie, but while we were watching it, I kept thinking about good movie. Final says, yeah, I really like that movie. If you haven't seen Mouse Hunt, it's kind of a it's almost like a Home Alone type movie. It's pretty fun. But I kept thinking about the two brothers in that movie were reminding me of Mario and Luigi from the live action Mario Brothers movie. And I wanted to come in with this big argument about how Mouse Hunt was secretly the sequel to the live action Mario Brothers movie. But I didn't come up with enough good talking points. But the brothers do sometimes with their banter and personalities give me the vibe of Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo's Mario and Luigi, the way they banter with each other. I was also going to make the point that in Mario Brothers 2, the video game, the boss that you fight most frequently is a mouse. Coincidence? I think not. And the same composer did the music for both movies. So I found a few connections, but not enough to really bring together the solid case that I wanted to. Even aesthetically, though, one of the brothers has a mustache and one doesn't. And plumbing plays a very big role in the movie Mouse Hunt. There's a lot to do with plumbing in that movie. Five Foot Giant says, one of the things Mr. Rogers said before he passed is that we as a society are missing the joy of wonder and not knowing until we actually learn it or finding out organically. Yeah, I kind of like that 5-foot giant. I think that, you know, I don't think I work hard enough at it, but I do, like, cultivating a sense of wonder is, like, it is something I recognize that, like, you know, I could definitely stand to do even more of. I told a spoiler once, I woke up with the head of a horse in my bed. Never again, Final says. At least you didn't suffer. At least you didn't suffer Conga's fate. to have your shame eternally immortalized in a chat command. You had it coming, 5-foot giant says. Alright, I think we're at the point with this for tonight, my friends. I think if I fall completely out of this pink area, then I think we're gonna stop with Jump King for the night. That's I'm gonna rage quit, and we're gonna take a BRB, and we're gonna play our second game for the rest of the night, which is the new Princess Peach game. But you know, maybe I won't fall. Maybe I won't fall. Then we won't have to quit. But I think I'm gonna fall. But we're at the point where I'm looking at the clock and I'm thinking, you know, we've done it enough for tonight. I don't want to climb all the way back up here again if I lose it. Hey, Conga, welcome in. We were just talking about you. I guess your ears were burning, as they say. Great to have you with us. Oh my goodness, if there was a double jump, I would lose my mind. That would turn this game around for me, I tell you. I could tell you that. I can forgive a lot of sins if a game gives me a double jump. Alright, my friends, well, that's it. What happened with the Kirby game? So Kirby's Dream Land 2 is a game, I played it for the very first time very early in the lifespan of the stream, 5-foot giant. I played it, I had been streaming for less than a month, and I played Kirby's Dream Land. I played 1 and 2. I put them on the schedule for the same night, and I played through Kirby's Dream Land 1, and that wasn't a first playthrough. I'd played it before, but we played through it real quick, and then we did number 2, and I thought Kirby's Dream Land 2 would be similar to 1, and I had talked all this big talk about, oh, these would be easy, it's going to be a short stream tonight, it'll be no problem. And then as I got into Kirby's Dream Land 2, I found out that that game is very, very tricky. If you want to get the true ending in it, and I did, and I was determined. I committed a couple hours into the playthrough. I committed that I was not going to stop until I beat the game and I got the true ending. And there's some puzzles that are very difficult to work out in that game, and I missed some very vital information, and so what I thought was going to be like a 1 or 2 hour experience was an all-night 10-hour grind. And that was just, you know, that doesn't sound like the longest stream ever, but when you're very new to streaming, it was a very formative experience for me to go through that night of the brutal punishment of Kirby's Dream Land 2. But I made it through successfully, and because of that, I learned a very dangerous lesson. Was it an HR meeting? We were just we were just talking about the conga command. We were just having a little chat about the conga command, conga, right before you came in. Human, welcome in. Thank you for the lurk. You've actually come in. We're about to switch game. I'm actually about to take a BRB and switch games. I hope you're doing well, and I'm grateful to have you here. But for Jump King, we're actually done with it for tonight. I'm actually wrapping this one up and switching games. Thank you for the good luck wishes. Unfortunately, it didn't go super well. It went okay. It could have been better. I thought someone had backseated or spoiled a game, and they were never heard from again. That was Isaac, but he's still around, kind of. I can almost bring myself to watch myself spoil that double jump, but I just can't, Conga says. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll save and exit. We're going to take a BRB, my friends. I'm going to be away for a few minutes. I'm going to take the doggo out for a restroom break. And the snow is up to my knees in some places in the yard, so it's going to take a little while. It's going to take a little while. Just in time for the BRB. Hey, Aiden, great to see you. Yeah, we're about to switch games. We're going to play something new. We're going to play that new Princess Peach game. So if you're avoiding spoilers and you have to duck out for that reason, I could, of course, never hold it against you. I completely understand. But we're just starting it up for the first time, so if you've already seen the first part of the game, or if you don't care about spoilers for the very beginning, then you should be safe, because we haven't played any of it at all yet. But that's it for me. Final says nighty night. No worries, Final. I hope that you sleep well, my friend. That's what we're gonna be doing all this week. We're gonna do Jump King and Princess Peach every night until we beat one of them, and I think we know which one that's gonna be. But thank you for being here for Jump King. More of this tomorrow. The first part of the stream, at least 2 more hours. Break time and new game when I return. I will see you very shortly, my friends.